most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Well, hi there, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
And our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to go over the shoulder pain do's and don'ts. If you want your shoulder pain to stop for good, you need to follow these rules.
Sure.
Just basic rules. Let's start off with the do's, Brad. Number one, I tell my patients, almost all my patients, especially when they're having shoulder pain, I say, as much as possible, keep your elbows into your side when lifting or carrying objects. That you can see what that does. It takes the stress off the shoulder to a large extent. The stress is now more on the elbow and the forearm than as opposed to if you lift like this.
All right. In the therapy world, it's called a neutral position. It's neutral position because it's neutral. There's less stress on it in that position inherently.
It just seems like that order or telling them to do it that way, it seems like they remember that.
Sure.
Keep my elbows into my side. Also, keep loads as close to the body as possible when lifting or carrying.
Right.
The more a load is out here, it's just basic physics. The more stress there's going to be on your shoulder. So as much as possible, keep those loads. Pull them in close when you're going to lift something.
Right. Hold it right up against your body. That's what I like to do.
That's what unfortunately, sometimes I know it's like with boxes and stuff, they're dirty and
Don't worry.
Just did it yesterday. I was
can
moving
wash
something
your clothes.
Okay. If you're using a bag, and this is one of those, that's how one of my office bag, when I always carry it on the same shoulder. You really should try to alternate sides because, especially over time, if you carry the bag for decent distances, which I do from the parking lot, it's always stress on the same shoulder.
Yep.
So
and that's a habit.
Yep.
That's a tough one.
And they will start they'll start to wear on you, especially as you age. I have to say this one. I guess they're coming back, but if it's not an embarrassment to you, you should use a fanny pack instead of something over your shoulder.
Why would it be an embarrassment, Bob?
It used to be. Don't you remember? They used to make fun of them. So if you're doing repetitive tasks that are where the shoulder does hurt, like especially overhead, you want to take frequent breaks. And a lot of times what helps counterbalance that, we showed this in other videos, is actually grab. Let's say this is the painful arm. I'm going to grab it with the non-painful arm, and I'm going to stretch it back like this. And that just counterbalances the shoulder. It stretches it out a little bit, and then go back to the task again. But you can do that throughout the performing the task.
It's not aggressive stretch. You're just gently stretching it.
Try it. You'll find out it works pretty good. Brad, do you want to bring your fake vacuum cleaner out?
We don't have a real vacuum, but the body mechanics is what we're looking at anyways.
Show what would be wrong first with it when you're doing a vacuuming.
Right, whether this is for your shoulder or your back, especially, you're reaching to get underneath that furniture or whatever it is. We want to just keep that, again, shoulder in the neutral position, the elbow, and, use your body.
Yep, dance with it. Yeah, there we go.
Get carried away.
So that was like Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Good old
Dancing with it.
Doubtfire.
All right. Let's see what else. Always use your workstation correctly. We're going to arrange it correctly. Mm-hmm. So if I'm sitting at my workstation, I'm going to come over here.
Use your imagination.
Yeah. So I don't want to have my shoulders out like this the whole time. So if your desk is too high and the keyboard is too high, can you see my shoulders are going to be under stress the entire time? Your keyboard should be down, actually maybe even a little below. If your arm is at a right elbow, your elbow's at a right angle, a little bit below the right angle, and this is where it should be. This part of the arm should be completely vertical.
I don't have any problem with people putting their keyboard on their lap.
Yep.
You can get those. You can put a pillow there and put it on there so it stays in place better. They actually make lap pillows for keyboards, which is a nice idea.
Lap trays.
Yeah.
I used one for many years, and I just found a desk that worked out real good. So
Sure.
I ended up doing that. So
the keyboard trays that go down, they pull in and out from the computer work desk. I like those.
Yeah. And in addition, you really want to make sure your screen is high enough, because if you do all these things right and then you go like this, that's hard on your shoulder. The bad posture, it's going to move the shoulder blade out. So you want to make sure the screen is, almost the top of the screen is equal to the top of your head.
Right.
That's,
Yep.
so your eyes are hitting the screen correctly.
And it's going to save your back and neck as well.
One other tip is I went ahead and purchased some glasses that I use just on the computer. They're reading glasses that you can use at 40 inches because I was using my bifocals and I was going like this.
Just so they'd focus.
Yeah, so I can focus. I mean, they just wouldn't work unless I was in that position.
Sure. Yep.
So I was getting neck pain, and you'll get shoulder pain from poor posture again. So get some reading glasses that fit, and you can use just for reading the computer.
Can you tell him how many inches away you want it to focus?
Yeah, he told me he wanted. I mean, he suggested 40 inches, but
Your eye doctor?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it could be less than that. But 40 inches worked out good for me.
Sure.
It's not good for reading then. It's
Yeah. So it's different. You have to have another pair of reading glasses.
Yeah, you do, or I can read underneath my glasses if I go like this.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
So it works for me. All right. So always good posture, no matter what you're doing. Because again, the shoulder blades are the foundation of the shoulders. You want to make sure you're always in good posture. Excuse me. If you're going to lift a suitcase or heavy purse or briefcase, again, it's great to alternate the arms,
Right.
back and forth. It just makes a big difference whenever you can do that. The final thing here, Brad, is I'm going to grab a pillow here. I recommend to all my patients also is that when they're getting their shoulder to try to calm down, I say, even just sitting like this, your arm there's a little bit of stress there
Yep.
if it's not completely supported.
Right.
So I say take a pillow and just put it like this when you're watching TV, if you're not driving and you're in the car, whenever you can, place it on a pillow.
Yep.
I find this one little simple piece of advice seems to help a lot of people.
Yep.
Calm their shoulder down.
If you find yourself taking your healthy arm and going like this when you're not thinking about it, you need some support. And I've had people use the pillows or actually put one of those slings on and say, when your shoulder gets sore, this is a pretty sore shoulder, obviously, put the sling on for a half hour and leave it rest and then go back.
Yeah, we don't like to use the sling, all day long.
No,
by
not
any
at
means.
all. Just
But-
when you're doing this because it's so darn
Right,
sore. Like I
right.
said, that's typically a pretty
Pretty
injured
bad shoulder,
Yeah.
right. And, this could be under the do's or don'ts. There are right ways to lie down on your shoulder, and we've got a whole video on that, so we're not going to talk about that right now. But
Yeah, how to use pillows to adjust and
Right.
position your body, which can make a notable difference.
All right, some of the don'ts. This is one that I was really guilty of, is when I was eating my breakfast or my lunch,
Yeah.
I always would lean on one arm and then I'd eat with the other.
Sure.
And look what I'm doing too. I'm internally rotating
Yeah.
the shoulder and I'm leaning on it.
Did your mother say elbows off the table when you were a kid?
We had 11 kids, so I think she couldn't keep track of us all. She kind of
Well, yeah,
fell off the
that's
radar.
just Bob. Don't worry about Bob.
Yeah. So also, I also tend to lie on my bed sometimes and read on my elbows.
On your stomach?
Yeah, on my
Oh,
stomach.
really?
Yeah.
That hurts me.
Does it?
Well,
So
not that.
I put some pillows underneath me now
Oh,
so that
sure.
it doesn't put as much stress
Yeah.
on the shoulder. But you want to, we said this in many videos already, avoid awkward positions and deranged positions for the shoulder, like reaching into the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
End range, back as far as you can go this way,
Yeah.
this way, this way. Over this way would be end range.
Yeah.
Usually people don't do that one, but
the shoulders don't like that joint, doesn't like to be in end range, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you're having problems with it. Repetitive overhead activities, you really want to avoid that. That's one of the don'ts. Pruning or painting or hammering.
washing
above your head.
windows, any of those
Washing the
things.
windows, yeah.
Boy, the people that have occupations like drywall or, I don't know how, they're in a tough
I
predicament.
don't know either. That's just like you said. That's a tough one.
But they're using a lot of nice tools. They
Right.
typically have that
They certainly do it whenever they can.
as
Yeah.
opposed to holding it up. Can you get the screws in?
Now, also, it's even true that if your arm is at a level position, you want to make sure you're in good posture, because if you're in bad posture, if you're in a flex posture like this, and you bring the arm up even to the level, I'm already starting to get some pinching here.
Yep.
So if I straighten up like this, now there's a little more room for the shoulder. So if you're working, if you're painting, you're using a whiteboard or a smart board, or you're driving even, if you're driving like this, that's a lot of stress on the shoulder. That's why we all actually recommend that you want to have your hands at 4 and 8 or 3 and 9.
He's talking about where you
The
grab the
position
steering
on,
wheel.
Yeah, the position on the steering wheel.
And
They used to say 10 and 2.
If we make it easy and say the bottom half
The bottom half
versus
there we
the
go.
top half.
Right. You're that cool driver, right, Brad? With
Well,
one finger?
that's right. I just use one finger. I got a little thing I stick my finger in there.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right. This is the problem that Brad and I don't have, but if you have your bra strap too far out on the shoulder, it's going to pull the shoulder blade down.
Yeah.
So you want to get bras that actually the straps are closer to the neck. I don't know anything about this, but
Do they make them that way, Jesse?
Jess-
Kind of. We could have.
we could have a female provider perspective on this.
Right.
All right. And again, I mentioned that don't sleep in the poor position. We have a video on that. Avoid probably even repetitive overhead sports while you're going through this.
Right.
Swimming, tennis, basketball, lifting weights overhead. All those things while you're having.
Yeah, they really,
pain.
especially like throwing a ball. I can play catch with. I used to, even when I was younger in my 40s, to play catch with my daughter. My shoulder was already. It's like throw a hard ball 10 times in a row. It's like.
Oh,
This
how'd
is
that
a
happen?
lot. Just aging process
Yeah.
can take its toll on the shoulder.
Yeah. The last one, I skipped over this one, Brad. Forceful pulling. If you're trying to start a lawnmower, you got to get those electric start ones, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Man, and the same with the chainsaw. I did get an electric one though.
Yeah, and they're good.
They are good.
Yeah,
It
it's
does-
amazing.
They're good for branches, maybe about that. I don't know that they're good for a big trunk, but they're the
Well,
one I have
my
anyway.
friend has one. He can cut them about that far, that big in diameter, and I was
I would say,
completely
yeah, that's what mine is.
amazed.
Yeah, they're nice. I'd highly recommend it. And there's none of that.
One thing that I have found that and this is a very small percentage of the population, but people who shoot bow and arrow.
Oh, sure.
I used to shoot bow and arrow as a kid a lot, and in the last 10 years, every time I'll grab one that I'm talking with I don't shoot anymore, but in their compound bows, it's like, wow, did that ever change? And it's really, like you say, anything stressful,
Right.
pain,
Well, that's end range again. You're going.
well, I can't even get that far.
Yeah, right.
Those compound bows are so tough here. I'm so weak now. Trying to get strong.
All right, strong like a ball. All right, this video, by the way, is part
right.
of a series of videos on shoulder pain. So if you go to bobandbrad.com, go to the program section, you'll find this series.
Yes.
It's like 30 videos. You can look through, watch the ones that you think apply to you. But along with each video, like if you look for this one, shoulder pain do's and don'ts, you'll find a printout of everything we said here today.
A PDF.
PDF.
There
This
you
is
go.
all free. We don't ask for anything, not even an email. We just ask for your good graces, right? Brad?
Right. We want you to get better, stay healthy, strong, and pain-free.
There we go. Thanks for watching.